Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jewish Education at Home, your one-stop channel for everything Jewish education and homeschool related. And as you know, we have been having this mini side series on conversion to Orthodox Judaism. So lo and behold, let's just say you're done with the conversion mikveh studies, and you went to the mikveh, and so now what happens now? So life actually just obviously begins, and it's a really beautiful life. You will be spending a lot of time learning Torah, and learning really never ends. Judaism, you build up your life by learning every day. When I say learning every day, you buy yourself a Gemara or a Shulchan Aruch or any kind of Jewish book, and you literally get into it and you start learning. And more than just learning, you need to put it to practice. If you learn that you got to do Negel Wasser every morning, you need to put it in practice. You have to do Negel Wasser every morning. If you learn that on Shabbat you're not allowed to do X, Y, and Z, you need to put it in practice. Or if you learn that on Shabbat you should do X, Y, and Z, you should put that into practice. If you learn that you're not allowed to speak ill about other people or any not nice things about other people, you should learn to practice to control yourself, to control your mouth. So this you'll be doing for the rest of your life. It's very important that you go through an Orthodox conversion. An Orthodox conversion is a conversion that's done according to biblical standards, biblical requirements. It's a conversion process that is recognized by everybody else, especially in Israel, because you don't want to have a conversion a ceremony or a process happen to you, and then God forbid somebody says, hey, you do not convert Orthodox, you're not Jewish, which is true. If you do not convert Orthodox, you are not Jewish. That is something that comes as a very hurtful statement, but it's rather we talk about it now before you convert than later on. I will not put on conversions of non-Orthodox rabbis. That is not my place. That is not my that's not what I concentrate on. Converts are very much welcome, but at the same time, it needs to be a kosher conversion, an Orthodox conversion. End of the day, I know the reason why you're doing this is because you want to connect to that entity that you felt that connection to the first time you thought about him, and that entity that I'm talking to you about is God. The actual learning process happens way before. The actual reprogramming of your mind happens years and years. At least in my case, it was years and years before I went to the mikveh. More or less, I started thinking Jewish, and I started acting Jewish. I started kind of like feeling Jewish. So it's something that you need to incorporate in your life way before you even meet any rabbi. There is no penalty for thinking in a Jewish way. There's no penalty for keeping kosher, or there's no penalty for learning about Judaism. There's absolutely no penalty. You need to be strong. You will be walking into shul and you might feel out of place. You might feel like people are looking at you. Guess what? Ignore everything. Nobody's looking at you, and even if people are looking at you, they're looking at you just as the way they look at everybody else. You don't have to feel self-conscious. You don't have to feel like, oh, is somebody looking at me? What you need to do is be genuine. And even if what you're doing are baby steps, that's fine. Be genuine, because that's what's going to keep you strong. You rather do things genuinely. You rather learn a Gemara genuinely for 10 minutes than pretend learn it for 5 hours to make yourself look better for your neighbor. And that's the worst thing that you can do. You will feel like probably the people in your community look at you differently. It is okay. People do look at everybody differently. You're not any different. It's only that you are a convert and you have what to be looked at differently. Just do not think even for a moment that people are looking down on you. People like you. People love you. People are proud of you. even though they don't tell you all day, always, people are proud of you, and you need to believe in that, and you need to just keep going. You need to just keep doing your thing. Do not focus too much on other things, like how other people perceive you. Just keep doing your thing. Be in your own focus mind. Focus your mind, and keep doing it, and you will be fine. For me, it doesn't really matter to me. I have trained myself not to make myself feel either way when other people look at me. I do not want these thoughts about what other people are thinking about me to overwhelm me or inundate me, and make me lose track of my own daily Jewish religious life. So I developed a very stubborn, I do not care attitude towards certain questions that my brain throws at me, like, hey, maybe somebody is looking at me differently. And I keep telling myself, if every time I have a thought like that, I tell myself, yeah, so what? Yeah, okay, they looked at me differently. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, fine. They think I'm a convert. That's fine. I still love them. I have to love them. It is not an option. A How Israel is not an option. You gotta love them no matter what. Unless, God forbid, they're being abusive. That's a different question. That's a whole different point. So how did I feel the first time I walked into a synagogue? I uh, I just walked there. I just took the siddur and started reading. I knew I looked different from everybody else, but thank God I was blessed with a community who were very, very, very open. And mind you, this was not the Lubavitch community in the city I live in. It was the regular Ashkenazi OU kind of community, Orthodox Union style community, also known as the modern Orthodox. I think that's what they call them. They were very open and friendly and welcoming. So I guess I did get lucky on in that point, in that aspect. So maybe that's what the point that I really need to make is try to find a community that will be accepting of you. And if a community doesn't accept you for whatever odd reason, because they do not have the tools to accept converts, it's time to move on. Uh, and do not think for a moment that I did not have all these questions in my mind. I did, and I also already have a certain pre-answered answer to all these questions in my mind. So there's a small story that I'd like to share with you about how the local Ashkenazi community in our town, how pure and how genuinely loving they are. So there was a new rabbi in our town. A new rabbi moved into our town for that Ashkenazi shul, and he was here for a while, maybe 6 months or whatever. And I met him a few times, and I met him with other people. And lo and behold, one day I was in the synagogue, and they were reading the Torah, and he came up to me and asked me if I was a Kohen or Levi or Israel. And I was kind of, I wouldn't say shocked, but something less than shocked, because I was thinking, hey, somebody would have told this rabbi that I'm a convert. The fact that he's asking me if he was a Kohen, Levi, or Israel shows that nobody went behind my back and told him that, hey, Shlomo is a convert. And that is a feather in my community's cap. So I do recognize how great of a community that I live in, the Ashkenazi community, not the Lubavitch community, although the Lubavitch people are also great. They also accept me very, very much, and nobody ever makes me feel bad. So going back to the story, the rabbi himself didn't know that. Nobody told him that I was a convert. So it was like a point that usually people talk about you behind your back, but nobody spoke about it because it's very hard to not to miss me. So I'm very happy that I fell into this kind of community. God helped me to come into this kind of community. So yes, I guess the bottom line is you need to have your own strengths. But at the same time, from the other side, the other party needs to also be more accepting of you. So it's very important that you find a community that accepts you for what you are and helps you out, not pushes you down. It's very important you dress a certain way. You should be proud when you put your yarmulke. I really believe that one of the main things about being strong after you convert is your dress code. You just drop everything. You couldn't care less about what your friends think, or what your parents think, or your brothers think, and this guy thinks, or that girl thinks, and blah, blah, blah. Yes, there will be a lot of changes to your lifestyle. Friday night, you will not be going to bars anymore. You will not be doing whatever nonsense anymore. Those days are gone. They are far away. And you got the way that you keep yourself strong is by learning a lot, immersing yourself in learning. If you listen to music, listen to a lot of Jewish music. I genuinely request of you, and you will be doing me a favor if you send me any and all of questions that you have regarding this. And even if you are somebody who was born Jewish and born frum, and you just want to know more about how converts feel and how converts react and how converts should be, anything like that, please feel free. This channel is not really, it's not about me, it's about you. Because before I became Jewish, I had an idea in my mind that one day when I become Jewish, I'm going to have a website of some sort to help Gerim. I never really got to it because it wasn't really possible for me to make a website, and I never really got to a chance. But I feel like this is part of my life's one of my life's checklists that I'm checking it off. So please kindly, any and all questions are welcome. I will genuinely answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching.